House Speaker Nancy Pelosi's planned visit to Taiwan has ignited major controversy even in her own party. Some say the Taiwan Straits are a powder keg and we can't risk lighting a stick of dynamite, while others argue we cannot give in to China's bullying. But what is really eating at Chinese President Xi Jinping, and why is China's government so easily enraged when it comes to Taiwan? Well, before getting into the answers to these questions, welcome back to Next News Hour. If you're new to our channel, tap on the subscription button now and hit the notification bell. Now, the easy answer is to reunite a breakaway province from 73 years ago for the glory of China and to achieve territorial integrity over a landmass slightly larger than Maryland that they've never really ruled over. That is too simple and outdated. Well, at the heart of why China obsesses over Taiwan to the point they could conceivably start World War III is because China's democratic success story is an existential threat to Xi Jinping's legitimacy and authoritarian rule. China's leaders and propaganda machine constantly emphasizes how Western-style liberal democracies, with all their advertised luxuries and freedoms, are a fool's errand. They can't work, especially not with Chinese sensibilities. There is no way to enjoy both freedoms and economic prosperity. You need our tough rules and order, our government surveillance, control and crackdowns, or you will live in chaos. But Taiwan's progress neatly destroys this narrative. Taiwan only became a democracy a quarter century ago, but in that time has become the 8th strongest democracy in the world with a vibrant free market economy. At a glance, the Taiwanese people are almost similar to the Chinese people. But the obvious key difference between the mainland China and Taiwanese people is what system of government rules over them. The Chinese government is afraid Taiwan will make too many Chinese people wise up to how their justification of the authoritarian rule is bunk. Despite China's highly sophisticated censorship systems blocking outside information, Taiwan remains a threat because of its deep interconnectedness and exposure to China. It's the same reason why Chinese government ruthlessly crushed Hong Kong's freedoms and protests. Even with ongoing geopolitical tensions, China remains Taiwan's largest trading partner. Since 2008, China and Taiwan fully relaxed their previous travel restrictions and began allowing hundreds of direct flights between them for tourism, to visit relatives, do business, or study. In the years immediately before the pandemic, more than 2.5 million Chinese citizens visited Taiwan annually. With this constant back and forth and intermingling, it's inevitable mainland China will pick up on the notable perks of Taiwan's democratic system. For example, China and Taiwan were both proud of their initial COVID-19 response with some of the world's lowest rates of infections. The difference? In China, the government enforced cruel COVID-19 lockdowns by forcefully separating parents from children for quarantine and literally dragging uncooperative people through the streets. In Taiwan, the government formed a central COVID-19 command center that held daily news briefings for public transparency. They used highly effective contact tracing through advanced technologies and provided rations of free masks to their citizens. The Chinese government also knows that Taiwan will be harder and harder to roll back as it progresses, to eventually force the Taiwanese to integrate with mainland China's regime. The Chinese government also knows that Taiwan will be harder and harder to roll back as it progresses, to eventually force the Taiwanese to integrate with mainland China's regime. Taiwan is led by a female president, while China remains a highly patriarchal society with deep underrepresentation of women in power. Taiwan is the first and only Asian country with legalized gay marriage. In China, however, even allusions to fictional gay relationships must be censored. Meanwhile, Taiwan has a transgender woman cabinet member. In China, however, being transgender is considered a mental disorder. China constantly uses threats and economic coercion. They cite issues of sovereignty and 3/4-century historical grudge. But this is mostly misdirection. China sees the danger in a free Taiwan and so vows to end it. Would like to know your thoughts about it? Share them in the comments down below. And also share this news and support us through subscribing to our channel. Thanks for watching.